I hate you. I
me
don't want to
next.
do this show if you're going to say shit like that.
Me neither, man.
I don't want to do this anymore.
I
if
know.
you're going to say shit like this.
Me neither.
Fucking ass.
Who foods the sh- I hate you.
Yeah.
Hey, Mersh. All hacks.
All hacks.
You can't deny that.
Hey, you know, if you kick Crowder in the dick, his tongue comes out.
His tongue comes out. You know Crowder reclines, right? If you okay.
You know, it's funny if you kick the quartering in the face, he bites off Crowder's dick.
Wait. This isn't Jeremy Boring. Then who did I spend 2 hours in a hot tub with?
The quartering should change his name to Jeremy Boring.
Let's go.
Oh, welcome back, guys.
That's fired. It. Shots fired. Brah, brah, brah. Take that.
Oh, God, Crowder. You know what? Say what you will about Steven Crowder. He gives you boys life.
Woo!
He really does. I don't really know if it's Steven Crowder so much as the suffering of,
Mersh and Royce are
now I feel bad for my Benihana joke.
You should.
I know.
Fucking asshole.
Oh, fuck.
My favorite part of that Crowder video is when he literally says, and this is literally his kids were born, 18 months ago? Mm-hmm. And he had like a health scare right before his kids were born. And like, you'd think he'd have some perspective. My favorite quote from Crowder this whole week has been, "I haven't been happy in a long time."
Yeah, because you're closeted homosexual.
I hope you kids see this video someday, you fucking jagoff.
Well,
I haven't been happy for a long time. Yeah, Mersh showed me the picture of you kissing your wife.
So this is here we go. You ready?
Now, can I point out the first thing?
The shirt?
Already?
The shirt?
Not the shirt.
Oh.
The fact that this is titled, "I didn't want to have to do this," and he's grinning from ear to ear. You look real hesitant.
So a lot of things that we're about to see here. So we played the Jeremy Boring video yesterday, of the counter offer.
When did we watch Quartering?
No.
Not Jeremy the Boring, just Jeremy Boring.
Jeremy the Boring.
Me more veteran. House of Hack.
Hey, Royce, can I just ask a question before you do this?
Breaker of algorithms.
Hey, Royce.
Veteran of meme wars.
Why would Steven Crowder put a talk boy on his desk?
Ooh, because he's about to talk, boy.
I hate you so much.
All right, here you go. Steven decided the normal thing to do in contract negotiations is to
go scorched earth right away.
To secretly record.
Not even renegotiate. Not even try one renegotiation. Just scorched earth, destroy your enemies, record secret conversations, blackmail, extortion.
How was your trip to Hawaii? A mosquito bit me, so I nuked the whole fucking island.
It's done now.
I was saying on Nightwave last night, I'm like, when we were working out the thing with Rumble, right? Yeah, there was one or two things that we weren't like thrilled about the wording of. But you just shoot him an email and you go, "Hey, this third line here, can we change that to say this?" "Oh yeah, it's no problem. We'll send you another copy of it." Yeah, all right, cool.
You send it back with red lines for the things you want removed or edited, and then they work with you normally. But it's not only that.
I doxed Siraj's family.
Yeah, me too. The problem is there's so many Muhammads, it's still really hard to find him. So I mean.
Yeah, we realized I doxed his whole family, and then we realized that they're Muslims and they're not fucking pussies like every millennial Zoomer.
Right.
So really, they just said, "We have your address," and they said, "Okay."
All right. Here we go.
They don't get deals that
they can be wage slaves for a little bit, come over and make a salary and grow their brand.
That's his big reveal.
That's none of that's really
it's a nothing burger. And the way he said, again, I'm not trying to carry water for Daily Wire, but I think Jeremy Boring is being, and by the way, not to be confused with the quartering, is simply like being kind of funny about it. But it's like, yeah, look, if they don't have a big brand and we sign them, like, yeah, they'll have to be wage slaves for a little while while they grow their brand here. It's the problem.
They can be wage slaves for a little bit. They can be wage slaves for a little bit.
God bless the talk boy. Those things are worth like $5,000 now. It's an expensive gag. So didn't want to have to do this, but
You seem very gleeful about something for a man who didn't want to do this.
Yeah, as Mersh pointed out, the guy who already bought the URL.
Daily Wire outed themselves.
You should have like the vibe of somebody who just had to go out and kill a raccoon in your backyard or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like that should be the vibe you're giving off. Like, wow, I didn't want to have to do that. That was ugly, but it had to be done.
You're burning a longtime business fucking like partner basically, and like two of your like best friends in media, like longest time friends in media. You should be acting like you like shot your dog at least, or
That's
something.
what I mean. You
know?
should have the demeanor of somebody who just had their pet put to sleep.
Yeah, like not like like a young, like not like a puppy, but like at least like an old dog. Like
Sage Retard said it's $5 on Rumble. This N-word never even did salary negotiations for a real job, and it shows. Yeah, I mean, as been pointed out, I think for the most part, his dad was the one that does most of the business stuff for him. You know what I mean?
Very quickly. And sure enough, if you see all of the people who work there, some of whom I have relationships with, they immediately tried to make this all about money.
Yeah, but Crowder, here's the thing. Let me give you a little bit of new information, something Crowder doesn't mention here, and this is verified. Crowder didn't redline a contract, like, which I mentioned earlier, basically, edit stuff out of the contract, back and forth, different revisions. Nobody ever signs the first revision of any contract. If you do, you're retarded, right?
You're literally retarded.
So instead of going back and doing that, Crowder did not complain about the wording in the contract. Crowder wanted $30 million a year instead of the $50 million.
25.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, good. No, it was 50 million over 4 years.
Over a year, right? Instead of 50,
no, it's over 4 years. So it would have been So he wanted a lot more money.
Right. He wanted basically almost double. Right. He wanted 30 million. That's where it broke down. He wanted more money. He never, at least unless he has to prove otherwise, he never brought up that it had anything to do with the smaller creators and shit like that.
But that's
it. Sounds like he set him up. It sounds like he set him up.
That's what he gets to in this video.
Right.
So he even admits that he called one last time and recorded it.
Right.
So that he could get this stuff on tape. Then when he called the last time, knew he was recording it. Then he was like, but what about the smaller creators? Like he knew what he was doing.
Right.
He knew what he was doing. He was positioning himself to do this.
He knew he was going to release this tape.
Yeah, he always was. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Here's the problem. There are a few problems, and I'll go through with some receipts. Everything that was said about negotiations, how they transpired, beyond the numerical value, which is true and I'll get to, everything else is untrue. I don't really want to get into that. It's completely irrelevant. Here's why.
But why not? But why not?
Hold on.
When Jeremy Boring replied to you, again, not the quartering, he
okay, let's fix this. Quartering is Boring Jeremy. And
there we go.
Jeremy
Boring. Boring Jeremy, and then Jeremy Boring.
Go ahead.
So when Jeremy Boring responded to you, sir, it was a 53-minute long video where he had the entire contract in front of him, and he went through it line for line. He was calm, he was unemotional, and he stated the facts. You're the one who's like fidgeting a lot, and you're all Adderall out of your fucking face, and you're secretly recording people like you're Richard Nixon. Like, in no way are you the good guy here.
Well, that's not fair. That's not fair.
And then when he's like, "Oh, they're lying about me," but I don't want to get into all the specifics.
But that's not fair because when Richard Nixon was secretly recording people, he was very popular.
That is true.
So there's a little bit of a difference there, Is Dave Landau his Gerald Ford?
Yes. No, it's his who's the other one? Henry Kissinger.
Oh, yeah.
Go back to the 20-something minute video, 30-minute video.
25-minute video.
You've never heard me say or write anywhere online
anything funny. Never once.
Never.
Have you
Not
ever
once.
heard me do anything funny.
Say what you will about the man, at least he's consistent.
Mm-hmm.
These offers weren't paying enough money. Why? Because it's not about the money.
But it is.
Yes, it
You
is.
asked for more.
You asked for more of it, and they said no.
His whole contention was that if I get banned off of YouTube or if I get a strike on one of these big tech platforms, they reduce the money.
That's And
that was his whole fucking complaint.
Yeah.
If you reduce the money,
Yeah, but
then
he's trying to pivot it. He's trying to pivot it into being like, but I'm not doing that for me because I could take the hit, but these smaller creators, they can't.
And then on top of this, dude, on top of this shit, he wants to sit here and cry and go, oh, if I get kicked off of YouTube or some shit, you're already following the fucking rules of YouTube. You haven't gotten kicked off. You haven't fucking ever broken TOS that they didn't retroactively hit you with. Like, so you're complaining about Daily Wire holding you to the terms and conditions of YouTube when you already fucking do that yourself.
But here's my thing, Crowder. Stop being a homo. You could have just said no to the offer.
He can't. He's got the gay gene.
I know. Take take your 350,000 person plus mailing list and do your own thing. I'm not defending the Daily Wire. I want to be clear here. I hate the Daily Wire. Okay? I think the Daily Wire is filled with a bunch of establishment piece of shit rhino hacks. Up and down, top to bottom. That's what I think. I'm sure there's probably a couple good people there, but for the most part, everything I've ever seen is your typical rhino fucking shitty talking points. But my thing is here is people taking sides on this. My thing is like, Mersh, it's got to be nice. And I saw you tweeted something out about it, Mersh. But isn't it nice to see now people, a lot of people that criticized us
using our talking points to attack one another. It's beautiful.
It's so funny. It's so funny to see this. It's like, go fuck you guys. All of you are retards.
Hey, do you guys know about this Dan Schneider guy?
Yeah.
You ever heard of him?
Yeah. Have you heard of that guy?
No, he's bad.
It's kind of unreal to me that the only thing these people can still talk about is the money. The conversation was about...
It's all about the money. It's all about the money.
So then if it's not about the money, how come every time YouTube demonetized you, you fucking panicked? And then you had a call to arms and then start pushing your mug club. That's every time he panicked. And if it's not about the money, then why do you... Oh, so much stuff I want to say. Why do you... Let me go with stuff I can't say.
Twinkle toes.
I know, I got it. I got it. I could do this. Here it comes. Why do you now have a documented history of underpaying your staff? And then, true or not, I don't know, but there's a little bird out there talking about that when you're released, if you want that better severance package, they make you sign an extra NDA. Not just a regular one, but an extra one where you can't talk about anything at all. Mm-hmm. So, Mr. I just want freedom, Mr. All I want is this. You are one of the stingiest people in the world. You underpay your employees. The benefits fucking suck. You know? And also, I want to point out that Not Gay Jared made it clear, and I don't blame him because he tweeted out, you know, saying like, I left Ladder with Crowder because I wanted to leave with a 2-week notice. No one made me leave. But he said why I left is my own personal decision. So.
Conservatism, the movement, and big tech.
Okay, cool, Crowder. Then if it's not about the money, then why don't you take the $50 million and spread it out to smaller content creators that are trying to make it?
Oh, God, no. Gross.
Oh, no? Okay. Just making sure.
Keep talking about money. I'm talking about a country.
Ew. Here it is. Here it is. My favorite part. It's about the movement, Bryce.
Ew. Bowel movement.
It's about our nation that he wasn't born in.
Talking about a movement. I'm talking about making a difference. It's not about the money. And Jeremy and the Daily Wire know that. How do I know they know that? Because after, according to what he said, you know, I walked away from the offer. I did place one more call to the Daily Wire. And I made it very, very clear that it wasn't about money. That was not the topic of conversation. There was zero, as they've tried to portray this, miscommunication. It was one last call where the only thing that I asked for, my only demand, was their word, and not even for me, but for other people coming up facing these kinds of contracts.
Let's say it's a kid who comes in with 500,000 YouTube subscribers or something like that, 100,000. Let's say it's some other kid you're paying 6 figures to come in and do it. There's not the penalty of the demonetization or if they're removed from iTunes, Apple, YouTube.
Yeah, sure there would be.
And here's something else.
What's shocking about that? They're
Dude,
pieces of shit.
He has no dirt. It's literally him being transparent.
I am not defending Daily Wire. We're about to play a Ben Shapiro
And that
video.
contract does suck. But that being said, then don't take it.
It's
or
a
negotiate it.
shitty contract. Don't take the shitty contract. But the differences between this is, and this is why Mersh and I are so different when it comes to this, is that we already went into this knowing Daily Wire was fucking pieces of shit garbage that exploit their employees. So we're not shocked. The contract, by the way, is exactly what I would think a slimy Ben Shapiro and Jeremy Boring contract would look like. Was anybody, Mersh, were you shocked by the content of that contract? Because
No.
I would never sign with the Daily Wire. I think you're stupid if you do.
Even beyond it being
Well,
the Daily
I'm sorry,
Wire,
let me be clear here. For $50 million, I will sign with the Daily Wire.
But over 4 years.
Over 4 years. Well,
Even
so.
I don't want to be Ben Shapiro Shabos Goy for longer than 1 year.
Fair enough.
even
could
beyond
do a
fucking
year.
it being the Daily Wire, there was nothing in that contract that wasn't part and parcel of your typical first draft fucking your typical first draft entertainment contract. Like that read like any fucking record deal, any fucking like new like that was standard. It's just
and like
standard.
I said, just do what me and Royce do and go, hey, we didn't like, what is it, paragraph 3, section C. I didn't like this part. Could we change the wording? That's all. And they'll say yes or they'll say no.
And by the way,
happens.
by the way, trust me, because there's some new people coming in here, and I think a lot of people that might be watching don't know the old lore with Ben Shapiro or Crowder. They're both horrible. Nobody here is in any way because we're about to play a Ben Shapiro video where he looks just as bad. In my opinion, have you seen the Ben Shapiro one where he looks just as bad as Crowder? So they're both pieces of shit. The problem is yes, I do agree. I do agree that Daily Wire pretends we're anti-big tech, but they run their business exactly like big tech. 100%. I also know that Louder with Crowder, a bunch of people that work at Louder with Crowder are a bunch of fucking rhinos and a bunch of pro-Ukraine fucking assholes that you also pretend that don't work there, but you really don't care. I also know that I think Daddy is probably letting you fucking sink or swim for the first time by yourself, and you're completely panicking and don't know what you're doing, Steven.
Not going well.
You don't know what you're doing. Mersh and I might not make $50 million, but we know what a scared child looks like, and this is what a scared child looks like.
Yeah, my other favorite part of this too is when he starts telling Jeremy in the tape, he goes, oh well, you're going to charge these people and you're going to do this, and he's like, well then change your business model. Excuse me, guy who's at the job interview. I couldn't just go into some like Fortune 500 company and be like, I want you to pay me $5 million a year to be a middling employee. And when they go, we're not paying you that, go, well, then maybe you need to change your business model, broke boy. Like, you're the one asking for a job. You're the one who needs Daily Wire's money to scale your business up. It's not the other way around. So how are you going to go in, beg for money in a contract, and then also tell them, well, your business model's fucked?
Gates Up Above says the amount of people who believe Crowder about the movement is hilarious. They don't know how much of a hypocrite piece of shit he is. If Daily Wire offered $150 million, he would be all over that deal. Absolutely. 100%.
We're used to it by now, though.
Yeah.
It's so fucking disingenuous because like Crowder knows how this shit works. He's not a fucking idiot. This is so fucking bullshit. They're paying you for your YouTube channel. If your YouTube channel gets struck, it's worth less. They're protecting their investment. If you don't want that to be the case, then go in and say, hey, I don't want to sell the rights to my YouTube channel. Take that off. But you're not going to do that, Steven, because then they would lower the fee.
But it's not only but he does a little Project Veritas little attack is what he tried to do, right? by secretly recording him, and he got nothing. Because I love what he's saying right now. It's like, oh, it's about my country. It's why I tweeted this earlier today, but like, hey guys, hi. Smaller, but yes, still content creator here. Let me explain something to you because I think it's super important you guys go. None of us are going to save the country. None of us are going to fix anything. We're not part of any movement. You know what we are? We are the fucking band playing as the USS American Experiment sinks to the bottom of the ocean because we want people to have some fucking laughs. That's what we are. If you go into life knowing your place and knowing what your part of it is, and you'll be a much happier person than thinking you're some sort of fucking freedom fighter when you're now some sort of fucking millionaire hack who couldn't make anybody laugh and lured a bunch of boomers with your shitty made mugs. It's ridiculous.
Accurate.
Yeah, it's what this is. This is what this is. Mersh and I have never got into this pretending we're going to change the world or think we're going to fucking change anything. If anything, we're probably making it worse. I'm being fair. But that being said, all we want to do is make you assholes laugh. And that's pretty much what this is. You know, don't try to be more than you are, okay? Because explain to me what movements you're doing other than bowels when you're doing a fucking Nirvana parody or another Kiss parody or some other dumb ass. What are you doing? Gilbert Godfrey, Bernie Sanders impressions? What? How are you helping, huh? What have you done? Changing people's minds? Hey, I hate to break the news to you. This goes to Crowder and to Ben Shapiro. Owning 19-year-olds with change your mind segments or little debates. Nobody cares about that anymore. Kids are fucking literally retarded. Right now, they think if they cut their dicks off, they could be girls. So owning them with facts and logic isn't that big of a deal. And Crowder has never, ever made me laugh.
Can I ask you something? If you saw me getting into a heated, lengthy argument with a college-age person, would your response be anything other than, dude, what is wrong with you?
I mean,
no, what I would say is like,
what a colossal waste of your time. What are you doing?
Here's what I would say. Did you fuck her? Because if I started going with a crazy, it would be like, did you fuck her?
And
then Merce would be like, yeah, I just left my cigarettes up there, and she won't get them from me now, so fuck.
Yeah, it'll be one of those, are you fucking her? Just like, I'll tell you in the car. Just
fucking go. Stop by the 7-Eleven. I'm going to have to buy new cigarettes.
Stop by 7-Eleven, please.
Thank you.
To be fair, dude, we all stood in a bar and watched you argue with a woman with the brain age of a fucking teenager.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
So,
That's true, too. But she wouldn't leave me alone.
Yeah, well.
It's not like I was like, oh, I'm going to fight this one.
Yeah,
She
you
wouldn't
really
stop
were trying to get
following
away.
me.
It was funny.
Prescription drugs do that, bud.
Yeah, bud.
I was also very measured. I was painstakingly clear.
No, you were a little
taking
too measured. You were little too psychotic. Registering domains to fight your friends and then calling them a month later to record them.
The Canadian
so you could manufacture a controversy and get people to sign up for your mug club because that's all this is.
The Canadian psychopath, ladies and gentlemen, is back. He's not back. He never left. He just went into hiding for a while. But here he is. Dude. He's back, and he's doing the fucking weird, crazy things. Look, I don't give a fuck if these people eat themselves. I think it's fucking hilarious. This is some of the best stuff. I was actually joking with Dick Masterson on Twitter because he was like, what's going on? And I was like, I know, right? He was like, everyone is looking worse in this. And that's true. At the end of this whole thing, nobody looks better. No. Everybody, and I think it's hilarious. Well, we know what Murray says untrue. We look better. But none of them look better, you know?
Yeah, but just like they look worse and we look better, nobody cares about either.
But no, you're right. But you got to love these people that always shit on these smaller content creators and this and that are now basically setting up for a kill stream segment. Crowder versus Shapiro. Because what's different?
Has Ralph tweeted that yet?
He should, though.
Ralph really should be like, hey, add us Crowder, Ben Shapiro, come on the kill stream.
Let's go.
Imagine Ben Shapiro and Crowder calling each other faggots on Cozy.
And calling each other the N-word.
Oh, fuck.
Anything's better than listening to This and Destiny's fucking debate somebody again.
Yeah, we got
So did you read Ben's timeline?
Yeah, well, yes. What I was going to do was I also had Ben Shapiro's video response.
Oh, yes. Oh, I didn't see this.
I have
not seen this.
The video response covers a lot of his timeline.
Okay.
So this will be a good way to do that. Social Observer with $10. Crowder registered Stop BigCon on the 12th and announced that he was leaving the Blaze on the 15th. Sounds like the grift was planned out. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Well, folks, I'm sure many of you have seen the controversy that has broken out between, I would say, our former friend, Steven Crowder, and those of us here at the Daily Wire. And it makes me sick to my stomach.
No, it doesn't. You have no feelings. You listen here, baby genius. Let me fucking explain something to you. All right. You know what you have to hold on your head like your fucking yarmulke for the rest of your life?
Those eyebrows?
That Alex Jones was 100% right about the vaccine and you were 100% wrong. And no owning a bunch of 19-year-olds is ever going to fix that, bud. Nothing's going to fix it. You have to own that forever like a yellow star.
Ben Shapiro strikes me as the kind of guy that shows up to watch his children be born, and the minute the baby pops out, he goes, well, all right then. Good job.
No,
and
no.
He just goes home.
As soon as it's confirmed that they're circumcised, then he leaves. He's got to confirm that. That's very important.
I was gonna say he walks into the birthing room, sees his wife's vagina, goes ew, and then leaves.
Yeah, yuck.
Yuck.
Apparently, she can get wet. Sage retard. Yes, I'm highly autistic, and it took some finesse, but I got ChatGPT with some fine grain wording to make Steven Crowder come out as a homosexual. Mercer's DMs have the screenshot.
Business partner Jeremy Boring has made him sick to his stomach as well because we had always considered Steven a friend. I was Steven.
Are you? Did you really consider him a friend? Because
that was your first mistake. You fucking, even we knew you guys were all backstabbing sociopaths.
I just thought it was going to go the other way first. I thought it was going to be correct, Mersh. Would you not agree that if you were to say who's going to stab who in the back first, I honestly thought it was going to be Shapiro doing it to Steven first.
Steven's first lawyer. I helped negotiate his contract with Fox News, going all the way back. This guy.
Oh, wow. You already hear him taking credit for Crowder's career. I helped negotiate his contract for Fox News.
It'd be at least over a decade. And Steve and I had always been very friendly. I know Jeremy was even friendlier with Steven, had counseled him in very rough times. I had personally attempted to intervene when Steven was demonetized in June 2019 on YouTube. I actually sounded off so loudly that the people at YouTube reached out to me, and Susan Wojcicki, the head of YouTube, got on the phone with me, and I reamed her out over demonetizing Steven.
Must be nice to be able to get her on the phone.
Oh, my God, Mersh, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Must be
so
nice.
You're telling me the person who has a direct line to Susan Wojcicki is not the same as Big Tech? You mean the person who YouTube reached out because they want to keep happy, but everybody else gets demonetized. They don't care. You're telling me that you guys aren't Big Con? Of course you are. He's not wrong. The difference is that Crowder used to be part of it until the paycheck that wasn't right no more.
Yeah. Look, the thing is that Crowder's not wrong about you. He's just wrong about himself.
Yes.
Like, it's not that Crowder thinks you're the bad guy that he's wrong. It's that he thinks he's the good guy.
Hey, you know what they say? A hack clock is right twice a day.
And I hope it made a difference. You know, look, I think that Steven is an incredibly talented comedian.
That's like probably the biggest lie in this whole video. Disgusting.
Dinner alone.
Lie to me like that.
Dinner with friends. Dinner alone. Watching TV alone. Ding.
Also think that what he is doing to my friend Jeremy Boring right now is one of the most disgusting things I have ever seen in politics. It really is one of the ugliest things I've ever seen.
Really? Because
No. Hold on. He's Jewish. So, yes, disclosing contract agreements would be the most disgusting thing you do to a Jewish man like Ben Shapiro. That is like breaking one of the rules of acquisition if you're a Ferengi. You don't do it.
I was going to say one of the ugliest things in politics was Linda Tripp's face.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
In order to understand what's happening, I think you have to understand a couple of things. So, for those who missed the story, basically...
I'm Jewish, and my wife's a doctor. Okay.
Okay, can I give some credit to Dick Masterson for this tweet?
Sure.
Crowder turned down $50 million offer from the Daily Wire out of principle. The principle of it being not being enough money. That's pretty fucking funny.
We offered Steven a term sheet, a non-binding term sheet. A non-binding term sheet is exactly what it sounds like. It is a list of terms for a proposed negotiation for a contract. And then negotiation happens, then you come to a final contract. That is what a non-binding term sheet is. His agent had solicited us to make him an offer. This is when he was in his closing days with the Blaze. And so
Okay, so that is actually a lie. Now we got to call him out, right? His apparently from what is verifiable, Crowder's agent is not the one that reached out to Daily Wire to make an offer. Daily Wire reached out to him when he left the Blaze. So
that is what I'm hearing.
And I'm not, again, I want to make sure that, because I'm not going to let this little fucking worm get away with these little lies either. Because from what I'm hearing, they reached, and by the way, You could say that. That doesn't make you look bad. You should. If you're the Daily Wire, right? You're a right wing.
I think that he's afraid of legal ramifications of like contract tampering, approaching somebody while they're still under contract with somebody else, even if that contract's almost up. Yeah. There might have been some language of that. Ben might be covering his ass by being like, hey, we didn't, kind of like with WWE and AEW were getting into that, like with each other with the contract. Maybe it was like, hey, we didn't send any feelers out. They came to us.
And I do agree with Batty Girl. Crowder's no different than Daily Wire. The only thing is the normies are learning the game. Yeah, that's true. I would also argue that that's a really good point. I do think that a lot of people there's a lot of people in 2016 that were just like, yeah, these guys are great, are becoming like us, Mersh, a little older, a little more grizzled. Like, you saw Robbie Goodwin's tweet?
No.
Robbie Goodwin tweeted out, this Crowder versus Shapiro thing is like King Kong versus Godzilla for dudes who wear bow ties in high school. I retweeted it. It was fucking really funny. That's a good one, right? That's a good one, right?
So we sent him over a non-binding term sheet for $50 million over the course of 4 years with an additional 2-year option at $25 million. That is, as it sounds like, a lot of money. But we thought that Steven is worth it because Steven is, again, an incredibly talented guy with a very, very large following.
Yeah, more the latter than the former, huh? It wouldn't matter if he was talented. All that mattered is that email list, as I keep pointing out.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's all they wanted.
If you want to hear the actual terms of the term sheet, all you have to do is go to the description on this particular video or head on over to YouTube, and you can see my business partner, Jeremy Boring, read the terms word for word. Steven's original video in which he attacked us. So this week, Steven attacked Jeremy Boring and attacked the Daily Wire and suggested that we had essentially offered him an enslavement contract that would have robbed him of all of his freedom and made him subject to the whims of big tech and all the rest of this kind of bullshit. And
ooh,
wow!
Hold on a second.
Spicy boy is angry.
Ooh,
edgy.
You have to bleep it though. Don't want to get demonetized.
Yeah.
God forbid.
It's really funny that he's talking about how it was bullshit that it would make him beholden to big tech while he's bleeping out bullshit for big tech.
Yeah, to stay monetized on YouTube.
You fucking jackass.
To stay monetized on YouTube. That's why he did it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. That's so fucking great.
Can you imagine?
You can't, bro. You can't make half of this shit up. These people. By the way, some people in the chat, like a couple people in the chat, like, oh, nobody watches, even cares about Crowder Shapiro. I'm very sorry, but Mersh and I have been held down by these fucking retards for very, very long, and we became successful in spite of these fucks.
Yeah, this is our time.
Let
us enjoy
our touchdown dance, and we're gonna keep doing it.
And it's just not true. Jeremy, unlike Steven, read the entire text of the term sheet on the air and goes through it piece by piece and explains exactly how it works. And in short, all the contract says is, we are offering you this gigantic sum of money, and if you start to lose money for the company and for yourself because you lose YouTube, for example, then we both lose money, so you lose some money. Because this is typically how contracts work on this show.
Well, I think the problem with these contracts is to shit on these assholes. Mm-hmm. The problem with these contracts is that you can't, in the one breath, say that Billy Wire fights big tech censors us, this and that, but also have this direct phone number to Susan Wojcicki. First off, let's start with that. But secondly, then say, well, yes, even though we're fighting big tech, part of our money and your money is on this company that we talk about YouTube, which we talk shit about. What you should do if you're fighting big tech, if it wasn't all about the money, if it was actually making an alternative platform, is remove YouTube from the pay structure for both people. Let them keep their channel, right? I'm not saying make their channel go away. Let them keep their channel, but do not reward them nor penalize them for content they do on their YouTube, right? But they don't want to do that because at the end of the day, how can you say any of these people, Crowder or Ben Shapiro, say they want to fight big tech when they're so beholden to the numbers? Literally, how can you say you want to fight YouTube when like a large percentage of your income at Daily Wire and Louder with Crowder comes from YouTube? You know?
Yeah. Well, not only
we
that,
fucking left YouTube. How's that?
Remember when Steven pretended to be a fucking hero and I'm gonna sue big tech, and then he took a fucking settlement. He was, oh man, we're gonna take him to court. We're gonna get him to open up their books, and then they offered him a quiet settlement, and he just took it.
No, yeah,
Everything he does is a fucking lie.
yeah. And the problem is now you're making me choose. Well, not me. I'm not choosing. It's fucking both. But a lot of people, conservatives, are fighting to choose between the guy who secretly records, at the best friends, at the worst people he's doing business with, secretly records business contract meetings, underpays his employees, makes them sign NDAs. Or do you want to side with the guy who called you an idiot if you didn't get the vaccine and is one of the biggest rhinos walking around today? Who do you pick? Who's the good guy here? Both of them suck. The quicker you guys all figure out that these people are a bunch of grifters and no one's going to fucking save you, the better you're going to feel about yourselves. These guys aren't virtuous. These guys do not believe what they are saying. They've never have.
Wait, Royce, are you saying that this guy who in the last 3 minutes has said the word money 25 plus times doesn't care about me?
Yeah. Fedora says, so YouTube is just advertising for him. He doesn't make money off of it. Shut up. Shut up. Yes, he does. Stop it. Do not sit there and buy that they make money off of YouTube, all right? Because they do. Because if they didn't, they would leave YouTube. Go see. Hey, we're live only on Rumble right now. We're not live on YouTube. Crowder will be live on Rumble when YouTube doesn't let him. Fucking put your money literally where your mouth is. You won't do it. None of these people ever fucking do it.
Yeah, he's already tweeting about Rumble now. Like he's
Yeah,
he's gonna
cool.
come over here.
I don't care. He could come over here. Come hang out. But now you're the new kid. So you got to go fucking do our laundry. And you got to buy us lunch every day. That's how it works.
He has to rack the weights.
You got to rack the weights. You're new at the
carry
gym.
my bags.
Yes, you got to carry the bags. You got to rack the weights. You got to get us the Gatorade.
You're basically 1994 Triple H.
Let's fucking go.
Or 95 Triple H.
Show, for example, if I lose advertisers and the revenue of the show goes down, then I lose revenue personally because the revenue of the show has gone down. So again, if you want the details, the legalistic details.
No, we know the legalistic details, Ben. We don't need to be a fucking super genius to understand why you have it in the contract. I get it. I just don't think that you, on the one hand, should be say you're fighting big tech, but also incorporate YouTube into your contracts, right? And I don't want Crowder to say that YouTube doesn't matter, and then every time he gets demonetized, he fucking literally throws a conniption on air and cries about it. So if YouTube doesn't matter, then it doesn't fucking matter. By the way, guys, did you know that we got another strike on YouTube, and I forgot to completely mention it for old stuff because that's how little I fucking care about it now? Because
wow,
yeah,
that's right.
That was like
yeah,
a week
remember?
ago or
We didn't even
so.
mention it because we didn't even care. We're like, who cares? Who
So
gives a
nice.
shit? Who gives a shit? Not having to worry about it. We don't care about it.
Details of all this. You can check out Jeremy's video. It is absolutely comprehensive and irrefutable because again, he reveals, I've never seen anybody else do this, he reveals literally the entirety of the what was supposed to be confidential term sheet that Steven decided to partially leak for his own benefit. And this is the part that's really ugly. Okay, so the part that's really ugly is the betrayal of friendship. So
You thought you were friends with someone you were negotiating a $50 million contract with? He's lying, by the way. He doesn't mean that. He's doing this for, the typical cry bully things. Both of these guys are doing cry bully things, by the way. You know that, right? That's what this is. Both of them are doing it to each other. Ben started out with, I helped him sign his contracts. Guys, folks. I helped Crowder get his job on Fox. He owes me his life. I considered us friends. He's the best person in the world. I mean, I always rejected all his dinner invites, but we were friends.
Yeah. Okay, folks, we were real friends. And like friends, real friends, we actually make a list of everything good we ever did for you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. It's like, and we always great to him, and we offered him a lot of money. It was so much money. Both of you look fucking horrible. All of you look horrible in this right now. Crowder's the idiot number one, because this little thing he's doing is not going to make him any new fans. It's not. And this is definitely not going to make Daily Wire any new fans, but I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. Because these people need to eat each other. All of these people just become big tech and the same fucking version of it. How many times has Ben Shapiro... We saw the off-camera stuff. Ben Shapiro talking about, I don't want to be canceled. It's all about money, buddy. I get it.
last night, Steven Crowder, in response to Jeremy reading the entire term sheet and saying somehow Steven misconstrued this and is using this to attack us and launch a website called Stop Big Con, as though we are in the pocket of big tech.
You are! You just said you had a conversation with the person who runs YouTube on the phone to advocate. I can't do that.
No.
You literally put it in your contract that if the money that from YouTube goes away, then they you pin a. What are you talking about? This is retarded.
Kids, you're just both awful.
That's exactly what this breaks down to, right? These people are all fucking awful.
You're both pieces of shit.
We are in the pocket of big tech. We who have invested literally tens of millions of dollars building alternatives to big tech. We who put up people like Matt Walsh and Candace Owens and my
On
show.
YouTube.
We who
And
have
on
been
YouTube.
attacked by
And
Facebook
on YouTube.
and have been attacked.
They've been attacked on Facebook, even though Daily Wire is absolutely just shows up even when you don't subscribe to them on Facebook.
In the legacy media all the time and who are routinely demonetized. Well, yes, nailed it. We were in the pocket of big tech. This was Steven's line of attack. And supposedly, this line of attack came from that term sheet, right? The idea was that the term sheet was doing the work of big tech because the term sheet suggested that if he got demonetized from YouTube and we both lost money, that he would also lose money. What he apparently wanted us to do was continue to pay him extraordinary sums of money, even if the show was losing money, which is called a charity. It is not.
No, Ben, this is again. Bro, listening to two people and both of them being wrong simultaneously is hilarious, right?
It's great.
This is fucking amazing to see now. Ben, no. You cannot be fighting big tech and also rely on your income from big tech. You cannot have both. Right? Like, how can you? Ben is the same guy that'll be like, if you hate capitalism so much, why do you have an iPhone? Okay, Ben, if you hate big tech so much, why are you on YouTube?
Because it's all a fucking charade.
I had one more person's take that I did want to play.
Oh, this fucking guy.
Mike Dice, man. Here you go.
Steven Crowder, Daily Wire, $50 million feud has escalated. The Rubicon has been crossed, and there's no turning back now for Steven Crowder. If you missed my previous video, please watch that first before sounding off in the comments, because I covered a lot of this in detail there. There's some
I get the gist.
Nah.
Loud screaming.
Grow a mustache.
new developments, so we will continue.
Oh my
That's
god,
terrible.
Bessie, I was thinking the same thing,
Get a
man.
fucking. It looks like when they. It looks like when they CGI removed Henry Cavill's mustache. It's
Yeah.
shiny. It's.
There should be one there.
He does look like he would be better with a mustache.
He has
Yeah, that's
Kevin
where my
Nash
mustache
lip.
Hey, Mark Dice, grow a mustache.
Yeah.
He's so gorgeous.
So gorgeous lips.
At least
This
he
involves
speaks better
two-
than Kevin Nash.
The biggest players in conservative media, or at least in the new conservative media. And it
Although,
involves
you know
two
what? Fun fact about Mark Dice: he won't job for anybody either.
Good for him.
conflicting business models, and, I have to be honest, some very shady behavior on the part of Steven Crowder. And if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you know
You'll know that I think Steven Crowder is an unmitigated faggot.
That would be.
I'm a big critic
Bro, I
of the
would
Daily
go find Mark Dice and carry him around on my shoulder.
Exactly.
Wire.
Like
Yesterday,
he's won the big game.
Steven Crowder released excerpts of a secretly recorded phone call that he had with the CEO of the Daily Wire, the co-CEO, Jeremy Boring, supposedly showing the receipts, the proof that he had that they were in bed with big tech. And we'll get into how unethical it is to secretly record conversations with your supposed friends that you've known for 10 years in a moment. But Steven's trying to paint this as if he was just trying to look out for little YouTubers who are up and coming and might get ensnared, this next generation of YouTubers, in these tech.
Steven Crowder has never done anything for smaller YouTubers.
I'm loving me some Mark Dice right now.
Yeah, he's 100%.
I mean, not that I ever don't. I always
No,
like Mark
yeah,
Dice,
he's-
but this is a fucking base take so far.
Yeah, so far so good. Well, I mean, I've liked him ever since the Dave Rubin thing.
Yeah,
You're
that's
renting.
right.
You're renting a womb. Remember that?
Terrible exploitative contracts at places like the Daily Wire.
Bro, the
And
right
not
was
even
so
from-
mad at him.
Yeah.
And we were just cheering him on.
But for other people coming up facing these kinds of contracts.
Let's say it's a kid who comes in with 500,000 YouTube subscribers or something like that, 100,000. Let's say it's some other kid you're paying you're paying six figures to come in and do it.
What's with this
There's
obsession
not the
with
penalty
kids?
of the demonetization, or if they're removed from iTunes, Apple, YouTube.
Yeah, sure there would be.
Wow, you mean when they lose their audience and then the ad reads aren't being heard on those platforms, the advertisers aren't going to pay the Daily Wire, so the...
Okay, Mark.
Daily Wire is going to cut the
I'm
pay
enjoying this.
of the hosts? Wow, well, what a surprise. Next, Crowder will get the Daily Wire on tape admitting that water is wet. His other point is that the Daily Wire will supposedly own your content if you sign up with them, and he was worried about them stealing his content or taking ownership of it and then getting stuck in this terrible contract.
That you then own.
Well, I own parts of it. I don't own it. They can, when their contract's up, they can still go out and they'll still be famous. They can keep doing their shows, so go do a show somewhere else. They'll be in a far, far, far better place. You helped to make them.
That's the gotcha. And by the way, Jeremy's also drinking his own Kool-Aid, and they're also slimy, but he's also not wrong in this case.
No, that's true.
If you are a nobody and you want to go do a year at the Daily Wire, it will increase your profile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the gay community.
In a very specific niche gay Jewish community.
Yeah.
No, not long as this contract. This contract owns it in perpetuity even after the contract. You're paying a lease but getting ownership. That's what this contract is.
On the content that we paid to produce, yes.
But Crowder's...
Yeah, I mean, again, not signing it with Daily Wire, but they did pay to produce it. I could understand them wanting ownership. I don't like it. I wouldn't sign it.
No. Here's the thing with that. He's framing that fucked up because fucking by the terms of that fucking contract, they would not be paying to produce the show. They are paying a fee for the content to take ownership of certain things, like like the advertising and all that bullshit from certain channels. They are not, by the terms of that contract, directly paying to produce his daily show or any of that. What he's talking about them owning is, if you guys remember, fucking in one part of it, he goes over a 1.25 million for like annual events. First, you covered that.
Yeah.
That 1.25 is what he's talking about. So, like, if we pay for the production of an event, yeah, we own that.
Right.
Or
No.
like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
take the
Yeah, like
Steven Crowder
Daily Wire
movie
presents, a college tour or something. Yeah, that would be their
exactly.
thing.
That's what they're talking about.
Guys, I don't know because right in front of me right now, there's a Crowder mug and there's a leftist tears mug, and I don't know which one to drink from.
I got you, Papa. Hulk mug.
Thank you. That's all I want. A Hulk Hogan Beat Shop mug. Thank you.
There you go.
That would be cool.
That's better.
They actually had some. I'm not gonna lie. When Major Tom took me to the beach shop, so I could get Frozen the T-shirt. They had nice mugs.
I should get one.
They had some nice mugs.
Different than producing content. In the case of Brett,
this, check locals.
Well,
he made you something.
Oh, I'll check right now because I think I'm done with this. Oh, there it is. We fixed him. There it is. Let me put this up for everybody. Give me a second.
We're gonna get Chad mustache.
Yes, we are.
Nice.
Hell yeah! Do it, Mark!
Mark, you're a mustache man.
Mark would look.
What did I say?
Mark is definitely a guy that wouldn't look creepy with a mustache. You look like a Chicago cop, like a detective.
Yeah. Or honestly, not that style of mustache. I'd say he should grow the Dax Harwood stash.
Oh, yes. Hey, Mark, please do this. I'm telling you, man. Do it.
He looks like a softball coach.
Yeah.
All right, kids. Good hustle. Good
Go
hustle.
walk it. Walk it off. Walk it off.
Yeah,
walk it
he
off.
looks like one of those coaches that actually is just a great part of the community.
Yes.
Hey, Bobby, don't cry. You'll get that ball next time.
Yeah, he's one of those coaches like, well, wait, why'd you become a coach? I was in a real bad place with drugs and softball saved my life. Just paying it forward,
God bless.
Just paying it
Hey,
forward.
keep your head up. You had a bad game today, but hey, better at practice than during the big day, right? Hey,
Yeah,
that's how
it's
I
not
look at it.
Come on, hey.
We'll walk it off.
We're all going Pizza Hut after this. Let's go Pizza Hut. On me.
Thanks, Coach Dice.
No problem.
Guys, I gave some pizzas delivered to practice, but that's it. No more carbs till the game.
All right, well, that's it.
Just
no
for
more.
tonight.
Hey, call me Coach Mark. Coach Dice was my father.
Hey, come on, guys. Take a knee. Let me tell you about the military-industrial complex. Whoa, what?
And then you're like, yo, did you hear that Coach Mark, he's fucking Mrs. Anderson, I heard. Remember in high school when you could start, like when you started picking up on like
Which parents are
social
fucking?
cues?
Which
yeah,
single
and like
parents are
which
fucking?
teachers
Yeah.
were banging and stuff.